I'm here with Mr. Gregory Prince, who's the Senior Advisor for the program Pathways to College, which has been an outreach program that has been involved with helping to improve opportunities, especially through communications and giving them direction so that they can be able to achieve not only getting to the college level, but completing it.
But we think the real measure of a student is whether we can get them into and through college. And expression, cradle to career, has that long-term view. And it's a hard view. If we start working with a freshman, we won't really know whether we've succeeded for 10 years, for giving them 6 years in college to get a degree. That's the new standard measure. How many students get degrees after 6 years? That means that we're investing in a student. The school brings us in, and they won't really know for 10 years whether they and we have succeeded. But we're beginning to get the data. We've been in Newark long enough, and we're beginning to show that the students we're working with are almost exclusively comprehensive high school students. We do work in Arts High School. Those students are earning college degrees in 6 years at the same rate as St. Benedict's or the Magnets or the charter schools. And that's our goal.
But it is an isolated case. It's not an opportunity to be expanded because of limitations. But you have found there are some opportunities where they are going to show interest. Tell me a little bit about the comparison ratios and what has happened in the past and what you expect to get from the future with support from the new superintendent.
Well, he's committed to supporting us. We're working. Our goal, and I think his goal, is eventually to have us in all the comprehensives. I mean, what we want, the new data that just came out, 13% of comprehensive high school graduates in Newark earn college degrees in 6 years, where the Magnets are at somewhere around 38, 39%. Can't remember the precise date, but the Magnets, KIPP, St. Benedict's are all sort of the 39, 41% range. Our goal and our argument is that when the comprehensive high schools are generating college success figures comparable to those, the whole system will change because it will no longer be a lottery system. It will be a choice system. And that's what's critical, we think, in any city, is that we support choice, but it isn't choice if only 30% of the students can really get into the schools they want. And these students, and what we're showing, and we work with students, we're showing that these students can do it, and our mean GPA, the median GPA for our students is about 3.0, 3.1. So we're working, half our students are not necessarily on college track, but they all can do it. They're all succeeding, or not all, but a high percentage of them. And that's what we want to prove, is that the potential is there, the talent is there, and if you provide the kind of support that we're providing, and it isn't a huge amount of support, is basically getting the students to understand that we believe they can do it and getting them to believe that they can do it.
Is your program going to be expanded into all of the comprehensive schools?
That's our goal. That's what we're working toward, and we think the superintendent's working toward that. Funding is always an issue. There are always resource issues, but I think there's a will, and we're looking for the way.
What is the method that's used to help the students improve in their educational opportunities?
I mean, the key to us is to have the students own their own education, own the process. So our goal is to provide them a safe place to be smart, to provide them the support that says and gets them to believe they can do it, and to show them that they're caring, competent, caring adults who can give them the right coaching, raise their expectations, get them to believe that they can reach. And that's what makes the difference. We have curricular exercises, we do things that focus on writing, oral presentation, critical thinking, but ultimately what really makes the difference is getting the students to believe that they can do it.
Pathways to College has been effectively in schools here in Newark. Let's talk a little bit about the schools that they're in and what kind of improvements have been met, and the investment that the Pathways to College program has made in lieu of getting support from the school board.
Well, we've had almost to the entire time, we've had some support from the district, but we've raised over $1.2 million, maybe $1.4 million over the years, matching what the district has put in or even exceeding what the district has put in. It's been a partnership. Sometimes not as intense as we would like it. In the past, Cammie Anderson's tenure, we did not get the kind of support we were looking for, but there's always been a connection. And we've been in Wequahic, we've been in Barringer, we've been in we're in East Side now, We're in West Side now, and we're in Arts High School. But when we talk about the 6-year degree rate, we're talking about Wequahic students, we're talking about Barringer students, we're talking about East Side students. Barringer students are earning college degrees within 6 years of high school graduation. The group we worked with, we're not working there right now, we want to be, but they earned them at 40% of those students earned college degrees. And 80% of those degrees were 4-year degrees. So these students can do it. And when we were in Barringer, it was a time of real stress, disruption in Barringer, and yet the students still could do it. And how we do it is to get them, in effect, to believe in themselves and to give them what we call competent caring.
Have any of the students been able to express what their concerns are in terms of the resources they need to get the successful opportunities that exist?
I mean, most of them don't tell us the resources they need. They basically show up and they accept the help they're getting. They seek the help they're getting, which tells us they want to succeed. They often don't know how. They don't know where to go, but so they're not identifying I'm missing this or I'm missing that. They simply respond to people who say we believe in you. We think you have the potential, and we look, as we say, we pick on the basis of potential, not performance. So we look at their stories. And that's what the students who have those stories are telling them, and that's what they're telling us is we want to believe, we want to do this.
One of the areas that you do focus on is college preparedness. Talk to me a little bit about how that can be effective in any opportunity for a youth to get a better education.
Well, I mean, the research shows that college success does not correlate with the quality of academic preparation. It correlates with race, class, and gender. And they, in turn, determine the kinds of soft skill, life experiences students have had, how much travel they have, how much time have they spent going into new places, and traveling in new cultures or new positions. Where do they learn how to advocate for themselves? Where do they learn how to feel comfortable going into a strange room? If they don't have those experiences, they're not going to be able to learn those things. So we spend a lot of time focusing on what we call life skills, learning how to cope with the world around them, because it's not going to be an easy thing. And they're going to learn how, and the most important thing we teach them, in fact, is call for help. There's no shame in getting help. Have a network. Use your network. How to manage your network. People who succeed in life have networks, and that's what they need.
Social skill improvement is important, and the dynamics of it has really shown that the opportunity for them to excel is initiated from being able to communicate with others. In the dynamics of the preparedness and the methods that you use to help them navigate through the system, are there any opportunities that these youth have where they can be given an education in educational systems that are more accessible to the financial means and individuals who are financially wealthy to be a part of it?
We coach them on how to find the financial resources to make it to college, but we coach them on how do they structure, if they have a dream, first encourage them to dream, don't take limitations. We constantly are asking them, if you could have anything, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do? What would you like to be? Where would you like to go to college? And then we talk about, then dream and figure out your strategies for trying to come as close as you can to that. Telling them and helping them understand 50% of getting into college is luck. So reach, and then here are the strategies for finding out where the financial aid will be, how to get the funding, again, how to advocate for yourself. So we're coaching them constantly in how to do that on specific projects, but they're learning general skills that they're going to need in everything else they do after that. How to sell themselves. That's what interview aid is. How to tell their story. How to get people to who aren't interested in their story, how to turn them around and get them interested in their story. People who are already prejudging them, how to take that and turn it around so that the person listening says, my gosh, this person's really interesting, and I was writing them off. So that student has an advantage. They've moved from -10 to +10. A lot of other kids will start at 0 and get to +10. So we try to help them understand that there's no adverse situation they've been in, no failure that they've experienced, no bad deed they've done that cannot be turned around into a positive if they learn how to tell their story. And they believe in their story.
If you're just tuning in, I'm here with Mr. Gregory Prince, who's the Senior Advisor for the program Pathways to College, which has been an outreach program that has been involved with helping to improve opportunities, especially through communications and giving them direction so that they can be able to achieve not only getting to the college level, but completing it. Another one of the projects that you have been a part of has been an outreach effort to work with the community group that's involved with Westside High School. Let's talk a little bit about that program and what is the progress with it.
There hasn't been a lot of progress, if you would, but this is a plan that the community's developing, community, faculty, staff in Westside, which is to really build on the Capital One example, where Capital One's come in, trains a group of juniors, rising seniors.
And this is at Westside High School.
Westside High School. Trains them in the summer, gives them a paid internship in the summer, where they learn about banking, and they learn how a branch bank is run. And then in their senior year, they run the branch bank in Westside High School. We think that's an incredible educational experience. Not that they're necessarily all going to be bankers, but they learn how to manage people, how to advocate for themselves, how to respond to crises, respond to people who need help. Incredible skills. We would like to take that model and expand it and do it physically by building more space around the school, faced out on Orange Avenue. It's like move the bank so it has a face out on the to the public, not just inside the school. To create recreational facilities, we even have a set of drawings which has a 400-meter track on the roof, which would mean it was safe above sort of any chance of anybody getting shot. It would be a really exciting view from that place. Bring all of those facilities together in a single situation where students who are in courses in the school can apply those skills in commercial enterprises operating adjacent to the school but serving the public. And a place that would have residential space, commercial space, recreational space, as well as academic space. And in effect, being a community within the community.
This initiative is also in partnership with the school development programs and efforts that's being made by the mayor and other outside interests. The opportunity to be able to see it exist is still evident that you need help. How can the public get involved?
I think the public can get involved by being interested in the high school, showing up at parent meetings, showing up at friends meetings. But there is we took this plan and shared it with what's called an impact investor on the West Coast, who's done incredibly large projects. He wrote back and said, I'm on the West Coast, this is an East Coast, I really can't stretch that far, but this is one of the most exciting projects he's ever seen. I literally, just by circumstance, this morning was talking in another city about a group of impact investors, about trying to get them potentially interested in Newark. So what I see is some incredible opportunities in Newark with an incredible group of students that can really lift themselves and the community. And our mantra is that the way to save a school, the way to save a high school, the way to save schools in America is to make the students partners in the process, not simply the objects. And 90% of reform or more in the United States, students are treated as the objects. Our philosophy is they can be the partners.
Is this to suggest that once you find the success in this Westside High School project, that it can be packaged and taken to other schools and other systems?
If we were able to pull this off and get the impact investor we want, and we're looking for them, I think it'll be a national model. I don't think there's anything like it in the country in terms of creating but we're calling it an integrated academic community resource center that will have the commercial, the residential, and the academic working together. And we have businesses in Newark who said they will open a branch part of their business in this facility and even share profit with the school, because they know what it's like. They know what it'd be like to have those kind of students involved with them and how the community will respond if they're helping the students.
It's absolutely fantastic, and as a member of this West Side group, I'm very happy to be a part of finding how we can make this a successful initiative for our community, along with Wilhelmina Holder and Brian
Taylor,
and
so Charles Lindsay, Lyndon Brown. So there are a lot of people working with this.
And we definitely will be looking forward to getting as many people involved with it because it's something that we can be able to identify with that can be very helpful in the future of the students and the residents here in New Jersey, in Newark in particular. Mr. Prince, thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to share this information with our viewers. We'll be looking forward to talking to you sometime in the near future.
I hope I have some good news for you. Somewhere along we find that impact investor who will make Newark what it can be. Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in.